Osprey is one of the most specialized fish hunters on Earth, and nearly every part of its body is built for spotting, grabbing, and carrying prey straight out of the water. It lives near coasts, lakes, rivers, reservoirs, marshes, and estuaries, staying close to open water where fish are easier to see from above. Unlike many birds of prey that chase mammals or smaller birds, osprey depends so heavily on fish that it is often called a fish hawk. From a distance, it looks clean and sharp, with a white head, dark eye stripe, pale underside, and long wings that bend slightly at the wrist in flight. That shape helps make it easy to recognize as it circles over shorelines, tidal flats, and inland water with slow, steady wing beats and long glides. An osprey does not hunt by crashing blindly into the surface, because it usually studies the water first and adjusts its position before committing to a dive. It can hover briefly in the wind, angle its body, and lock its eyes downward while tracking movement below the surface. When the moment is right, it drops feet first, hits the water hard, and disappears in a burst of spray that can leave only wings and splashing water visible for a second. Its outer toes can rotate, and the soles of its feet have rough spicules that help grip slippery fish that would be hard for many other raptors to hold. The talons are sharply curved, and once a fish is pinned, the bird fights water resistance, beats upward, and lifts back into the air with a heavy load. If the fish is especially large, the takeoff can look difficult, and some attempts fail when the prey is simply too heavy to carry clear. When it succeeds, the osprey usually turns the fish headfirst in flight, which reduces drag and makes the load easier to handle on the trip away from the water. That detail may look small, but it shows how exact this bird's fishing routine is, because wasted energy matters when every hunt depends on timing and control. Osprey often use dead trees, channel markers, utility poles, nesting platforms, and large snags as lookout points where they can rest and watch the water. From those perches, they scan for surface movement, changing light, shallow schools, or vulnerable fish swimming close enough to strike. They are found on every continent except Antarctica, and many populations migrate long distances between breeding grounds and warmer winter habitat. Birds that nest in North America may travel to Central America, the Caribbean, or deep into South America when cold weather reduces fishing access farther north. During migration, they follow coastlines, river systems, and other pathways that keep them near feeding opportunities, because an osprey moving long distance still has to hunt. Breeding season adds another side to their lives, and pairs often return to the same nest site year after year if the structure remains usable. Their nests can become enormous over time, built from large sticks and lined with softer material, sitting high above the ground with a wide view of the area. A pair will repair and add to the nest each season, and that repeated use can turn a simple platform into a huge pile of branches. The female usually handles much of the early brooding, while the male brings fish, and feeding the young becomes a constant job once the chicks begin growing fast. At the nest, adults tear fish into manageable pieces, and the young crowd forward, calling and reaching as each meal is divided. Chicks do not master flight or fishing immediately, so there is a long stage where they flap, hop, balance, and build strength near the nest. Even after first flight, young ospreys need practice to control landings, hold fish properly, and judge water before attempting serious hunts of their own. Not every shoreline is safe for them, because storms, nest collapse, predators, and human disturbance can all affect breeding success. Their eggs and chicks may be vulnerable to raccoons, great horned owls, eagles, gulls, and other animals depending on where the nest is placed. Adults will defend the nest by circling, calling, and diving at intruders, showing that a fish hunter can still be aggressive when the young are at risk. Osprey populations dropped badly in some places during the pesticide era, when contamination weakened eggshells and caused widespread nesting failure. Protection, cleaner conditions, and purpose-built nesting platforms helped many populations recover, making osprey one of the clearer modern examples of a raptor comeback. Today, seeing one over the water often means that fish are present, hunting habitat still works, and this remarkable bird is doing exactly what it has been built to do.